Hello everybody, I wanted to do a quick video, well hopefully quick video on the YZ250F, the 2024-2025 model. I had a 19 before this, a 2019. Tons of low end power, really love that low end power. Trying to get some of that back on this bike. So I've got the YZ450F Airbox and the Williams Motowerx adapter. I'm going to see if that smaller airbox from the 450 is going to help out, see if it's going to give me back some of that low end power. So yeah, I've got a 2024 here. I do have a vented airbox cover coming from Cyker. I'm going to keep the Yamaha one for the super dusty, super silty race conditions. I did throw some fastway pegs. I got to figure out those mounts though, because they are a little bit obtrusive. So done a few things with the bike already, but wanted to see if I get some of that low end power back. Here are the parts. So it's a airbox off of a 23, 24, 25 YZ450F. I think it's a little bit smaller. We'll compare them in a minute when I get the 250s off. And then here's that adapter from Williams Motowerx, W-E-R-X. I think you have to message the guy on Instagram, and it's like 169 bucks for this, and 100 and some change for the airbox, OEM airbox. And you know, again, there are other options out there. You can get the Twisted Development, Vortex ECU, and airbox, and I think he has an adapter as well. Only problem is that thing's around 1,500 bucks. He also makes a dual injector now for the 2024-2025 250, which I'm sure helps a ton. I saw one video on it, it gives back some of that low end power. I just don't have close to $3,000 after spending as much as I spent on this bike already, which was a fortune in my opinion. These bikes are getting expensive. I don't have an extra $3,000 to go for a dual injector. And I mean, the Vortex ECU I'm sure is nice, but I kind of like the Yamaha. Here's the part number on that airbox, by the way. I kind of like the Yamaha power tuner app. I mean, maybe I'm silly, I don't know, but I kind of like being able to play with that a little bit. And I don't, you know, I'm sure the Vortex ECU is nice, but again, 1,500 bucks for the Twisted Development kit, and then almost $3,000 for the dual fuel injector. So we'll try this, see what it does. I'll let you guys know. I'll show you how I installed it. So let's tear into it. So we'll start with getting the seat off, you know, 2 bolts there in the back. We'll get the shrouds off with those 3 bolts on each side. We'll get the airbox cover off and kind of go from there. And then we'll get the fuel tank off here in a second. So, okay, got all the plastic off, seats off, airbox covers off. If you're not sure how to do that, it's pretty self-explanatory. On the fuel tank, we gotta get that off next. We got a rubber tab here, gotta pull up and get off. And we got 2 bolts up here, one here and one here. And then there's a fuel line underneath and an electrical connector we have to take apart. Hey guys, to get this fuel tank off, first of all, you gotta get this little clip off, and you can see how it attaches. It just goes in there like that. It says not to use tools, but I used a small screwdriver just to pry that off. So that's the first step. Then, it's going to be hard to see, but you can squeeze these 2 on the side here. There's buttons on both sides. Once you squeeze that, I'm getting fuel on me. Sorry. Then you can lift up this orange tab. It'll kind of go up a little bit. And then you've got to squeeze that to be able to pull it off. So don't just pull on it, you got to squeeze those while you're pulling it off to get that off, if that makes sense. Okay, then you've got these guys that came with the bike, should have come with your bike, that you can use to plug the tank and the hose so you don't drip fuel everywhere, okay? Okay, got the tank off, you can see I've got that plugged. Just be careful with that orange tab, don't break it. And then I got the tank plugged down there. So we got the tank off. Okay, fuel tank's off. Next step is get the airbox off. 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3. And a 4mm hex bolt clamp right there. There was also an electric connector on the airbox and a cable holder right there you have to take off to get the airbox off. Okay, so from there, guys, we're going to just take off these two nuts, or these two bolts, so we can put that spacer flange right in here. Okay, here's the spacer flange that we're going to put in here. It's machined pretty nice. You can see it's got a rubber O-ring and it's notched out for the exhaust holder bracket, so it will seal up nice. So again, it's going to sit in there like this. I did flip this sticker over. He had it upside down. I don't know if maybe yours will come right side up. But anyway, you can see how that's going to sit in there, where that oval is going to be in the right position, and make sure it's going to sit in there real nice and seal up really good. Okay, got the airbox here. You're going to mount the sensor on it, and you're going to use the instead of the machine screw, you're going to use the screw that he provides, the more aggressive screw on that sensor. You've got the plug. You're going to have to get in there, make sure it's nice and snug in there. It's not going to leak. Instead of the cable tie that was here, I just got a zip tie that I'm going to use right here. There's no port for that. Got the clamp back on there. Got the whatever this is, this dam here, back on here. I think that was, oh, there was a couple bushings up under here that you need to put back on. One there, one on the other side, and then of course the one on top up here. And don't forget your strap. So you got to put a bunch of parts from the old airbox onto the 450 airbox. And looking down inside it, it is quite a bit shallower, the new one. It might be kind of hard to tell from this camera angle, but it just feels like there is less volume of air that's going to be inside that airbox. So everything's mounted up on the 450 airbox. Should be good to go. Don't overthink this thing. It just kind of fits in. Just look at how it fits. There's two triangles that kind of come together, and that's how that goes back on. Should be good to go. Okay, airbox is back on. Just make sure you check all of your connections under here. You've got that one wire connection you've got to make. I did zip tie the that cable right there. Just check everything's on there correctly. There's no leaks, there's no gaps. Make sure you did everything good and you should be good to go. It's actually a pretty nice fit. I didn't have too many issues getting it on, and it fit up in there pretty snug, and then the airbox went right on like it was meant to be almost. So pretty good little flange that guy made.